Stretching.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Bestow curse. Okay.
Slap somebody in the face and tell them that they're ugly.
Let's see. You touch a creature, and that creature must succeed on wisdom. Okay. Choose the nature of the from the following options. Okay, I can weaken their ability score. They can get disadvantage. Target. They have to waste an action turn if they fail a wisdom saving throw, which is gosh. While our target is cursed, your text. Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. That's like a Swiss Army knife, really. I like that. Okay, clairvoyance. What's this guy? You create an invisible sensor within range in a location similar to you. Catnap. Okay, you make a calming gesture, and up to 3 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within within range fall unconscious for the spell's duration.
Oh, catnap.
But it's 3 willing creatures, though. It's like, the spell equivalent of melatonin, really. So,
If you're having a hard time sleeping.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
3 just kind of looks at you funny.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It does seem kind of niche. It does seem pretty niche. So, let's see. Dispel magic. Okay. Any spell of 3rd or lower on the target ends. Okay. Enemies abound. Reach into the mind of one creature, and you can force it to make an intelligence saving throw. A creature automatically succeeds if. Okay. Wait, what is this? Okay.
So, guys, what happened last week?
We weren't here last week. That's what happened.
What happened 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Shit happened.
Lots of
A
shit.
lot of shit happened.
So much shit. Piles and piles.
A heaping, steaming, towering mountain.
Okay.
A shit ton of
stop
shit.
right there.
So much. Everything.
It got everywhere.
We had to make a difficult choice. And in the moment, and there was no time to actually sit and think. We just had to do, and that was hard.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, okay. On either service, okay.
That kind of stuff is so hard for me, especially as an RPer, because I'm like so used to wanting to get like everybody together and get everyone's opinions and then go forward, and it's like, nope, that's not an option right now.
Let's just pick the path that we think would not get us killed as fast.
Even more than that, it's what's the path that my character would take.
That works.
I have to separate like me, the anxious role player, from Plume, the stupid cat. And I go into D&D mode and I let her speak through.
Okay, this spells you. Okay,
Roll20's acting a little funny for me.
Amelia, you and I still need to get together in Discord and hammer out some more details, because I know generalities, and that shouldn't affect you too bad at all, really. It's just like why she's done the things she's done pre-campaign.
Yes. Maybe we can do that this week.
Yeah.
Since I'm not sick this week.
Why did you go and get sick? Why'd you do that?
I don't know. I didn't want to.
Your immune system just sucked.
Exactly.
Well, at least you had some noodles.
Well, oh my god, I found Speak with Plants.
That could have helped when we were fighting those vines.
You just tell the vine stop, and it's like,
Vine,
oh shit, okay.
stop it.
Well, since you asked so nicely.
Yeah.
Okay, the spell can cause it says the spell can cause the plants created by the Entangle spell to release a restrained creature.
Oh, yeah, that would have been perfect for me.
Great.
That would
You just tell the plant your safe word.
Yeah.
There is one that I kind of like, which is Glyph of Warding, which is
very expensive, though.
Is it really?
Oh, given our current income, yes.
Given our current what?
Income.
Why is that?
Because it costs like money to cast spell.
Oh.
It's like you need this thing, and
it's because It's anything that has a cost. You actually have to pay the cost. Okay.
Yeah, like if it says and the spell consumes, that money goes bye-bye.
It consumes your money?
Unless you have a focus,
That's a weird spell.
No, not unless you have a focus.
Not
if it says it consumes that money, it consumes that money.
Num.
Give me
Yeah.
the gold.
so that's why I was about to say that's the exception to that rule. So
Yeah.
let's see. Speak with plants. There's also stinking cloud. So I can make.
For your
So I could-
sites.
Stinking cloud.
Oh, get this! The components, if I didn't have a focus, is a rotten egg or several skunk cabbage leaves.
You're just throwing shit at people like it smells bad now.
I love that. That's pretty good.
It's not actually a spell you channel. It's just you're carrying dirty, rotten shit around in your
I guess
pockets.
question.
Yes.
Would you be able to we could get started and you can pick your the spells kind of?
Yeah, sure. You can go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because from what I remember, you guys had made it out of the city with the pirates. The pirates are currently sacking the city.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
we're outside of the city
you,
chatting.
A nice chunk of change. Was it I don't remember how much gold it was.
It was a shit ton.
I think it was 1,000 gold or something.
It was a lot.
I want to say it was, but I can't remember for sure. But
I kind of think that was it too.
Yeah,
That
I think
sounds
I'm
right.
pretty certain it was 1,000 gold. She just gave you a big chunk.
So where do we add that to our thing, or?
I'll have to divide it. Someone do math really quick.
So was it?
So it's 1,000. So
200.
200.
Yeah, 200 each.
Yep.
Damn.
So we each get 200.
Yep.
Just
Wow.
telling you, piracy is lucrative.
We rich.
Yeah, and she gave it to you, and she's like, "Welcome to the crew."
Okay.
Lynn doesn't look entirely comfortable with it. And she just, since apparently 3 is his, she considers 3 as a responsible person, so she just kind of, and someone who has, good strength because Warforged, she's just like, this is heavy.
I'm just inside.
She's just kind of,
I know. I pocket the money with the word luck too.
She she essentially she says to you hey, come see me at your earliest convenience.
like
and
all of us, she addresses
yeah,
the group. Okay.
She hands it to you. She's like, welcome to the crew, come see me at your earliest convenience, and then she walks back to her ship.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So I guess just
You said add 200 gold?
question.
Yep.
Okay.
Was I able to I guess because we didn't know leaving that we were going to level up, but was I able to get my sendings off to
yes.
the people? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Did I get any response back, or did I get nothing?
You kind of got a rushed affirmative.
That's okay. That's all I need. I needed to know. It's if I get nothing, then that means they are dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was kind of a no shit kind of thing.
That was my microphone. It fell off.
Okay.
It's a webcam. So
Gotcha.
All right. Well, that's both my third level spell slots gone.
also, speaking of which, I did select mine. It's bestow Chris because that also seemed like a pretty good Swiss Army knife. So
Cool beans.
It's a cool slappy spell.
yeah, Yep.
All right, so the ships in the harbor, they fire for a little bit longer and then they stop. They fire for a grand total of 3 or 4 minutes.
Holy crap.
So there's a lot of shells going into the city. And then the city starts to, it sounds like a war zone inside there. You actually see bolts of lightning crackle across the skies. You hear distinctive hisses, sights and sounds of magic inside, kind of glows in the air over the city walls. You hear the din of metal on metal and the screams of battle in the streets. After, of course, the ships stopped firing because those things were crazy loud. The city is generally in flames, and after about 10, 15 minutes, pirates start returning out of the city, carrying anything remotely valuable that wasn't nailed down, and quite a few things that are.
Yeah, okay.
Is it nailed to something? Just pick the entire thing up.
Yeah.
So sorry. Did we move back to our ship?
At this point, I'm just guessing you're kind of milling about kind of near the entrance.
Yeah, we're outside the gates, I think.
What to do.
Well, my character just says, Priya's just well, any way we go, I just want to get out of this hellhole, really.
Bloom was like, yep, yeah, that sounds good.
Agreed.
So let's just go ahead and go to this stupid ship, really.
Yeah.
Priya's pretty darn bummed right now.
Which ship are you going to?
Yeah,
the pirate.
Our ship.
Why our ship?
Because why do we get on the main ship?
I'm guessing probably because Siblis asked you to.
Yeah.
Oh. She's okay. When she said at our earliest convenience, I didn't know how long.
Bloom was planning to make her earliest convenience after they got the rest of the treasure they wanted.
Yeah, exactly. You mean 2 weeks from now? Okay, we'll come see you 2 weeks from now.
Okay, so you guys kind of go to the ship that Siblis went to. It's actually docked at the moment. It's a large warship, kind of like a small frigate. The two pirates in the crew, Plume of Smoke and Carrick Note. It's probably got about 60 guns per side and averages a crew about 300. That's just something you kind of know based on your travels.
That's a big ship.
Yeah, it's a big one. Probably bigger than any ship we've ever been on, considering where we were pirates.
Probably bigger than any ship you've been on, yeah. But it's not in the grand scheme of things, it's actually not a huge ship. This is your run of the mill straight up warship.
Okay.
Having traveled the season stuff, big ships ships of the line and stuff, they can have up to 250 guns per side and have a crew of almost 1,000. So that's in comparison.
Yeah. But this is still, compared to our ship, of course, it's huge.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is your little ship could almost be like one of the escape boats on this thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
In that sense, Plume is kind of marveling at it just because it is, bigger compared to what she and Carrick are used to. She is kind of fascinated by wow, there's so many guns. This is kind of neat. Because, nautical. Who's not fast?
The name of the ship is called Maiden Song. It's in big letters on the front. It's got, the black sails and insignia of Siblis, now Pirate Queen on the sails itself. And all the crew are they're the most uniformed appearance crew you've probably ever seen in a pirate ship. It's all very standard.
And she finds that a bit odd because she's used to people looking like all manner of a mess, ragtag, whatever you found, as long as it worked.
Yeah. And they look very professionally uniformed, black. It's mostly like black overcoat and kind of a lighter brown, almost tan undercoat and pants and boots.
Cool.
Or I guess it'd probably be black boots.
Gotta match your shoes and your coat.
Yep. And of course, they do have quite a bit of differences in their weaponry. It appears that they're still typical pirates in that they rather like the unique stuff. But they there's a couple of them like standing guard kind of on the next to the gangplank, but they like wave you on up.
I'm guessing their racial makeup is probably pretty diverse too.
It's pretty diverse, but mostly in the like human, elf, and tabaxi. There's a couple tabaxi in there.
Hey.
But it's pretty much like human and elf. Dwarves aren't exactly known for being on ships. And
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, you guys make your way on board the ship and make your way to a rather elegant captain's quarters. The ship is very, again, unlike typical pirate stuff. It's very neat, very orderly. It is definitely like you get the definite vibes that this is more of a like military ship as opposed to a pirate ship is what it feels like. In terms of like order and just the general atmosphere of the thing.
Luma's uncomfy about it. She's used to mess.
Mess and disorder.
A healthy amount of disorder.
Yes.
I mean, Priya looking at this is like, somewhat satisfied the fact that there's some semblance of order on this place. And it doesn't smell like rat poison.
Priya before as the city's being bombed. This is madness, they're marauders. Priya on the ship.
Actually, they're pretty sophisticated.
they know how to bait. It's fine.
They might. That's only just thinking to him. They might be diplomatic. Keyword being might.
Fair. That's fair.
So as you approach captain's quarters, there's a guard standing outside. A tall young elf. Again, very elegantly dressed. He knocks on the captain's quarters door, opens it up, says some words, and then waves you inside.
And just kind of shuffles in.
I will go behind.
Yep. As you enter, it's pretty much the best word you can use is elegant. It is almost like a traveling throne room.
Damn.
Dominating the center back is kind of like a large. It is pretty much a throne. It's just a large chair. That's got what do you call those? They're not padded. I guess they got the they got the cushions and stuff built
those
into the thing.
Squares.
Yeah, kind of like that, and it's made out of a really rich wood.
That is mahogany.
Oh God!
Couldn't help it. I couldn't.
Of
Sorry,
course.
I'll shut up.
Yeah, it's like a rich, dark wood, and then these red cushions sewn into it, bolted down into the floor so it doesn't shift around during voyages. You don't see any sleeping quarters or anything. You don't see bedrolls or mattress or anything in here. Off to the right hand side, you can kind of see a desk that's a lot more simple, and it's got papers and maps and all the typical ship command stuff on there. In the far back are windows looking out to the back of the ship. And there's like carpets around. There's like books on a cabinet on the left-hand side. Various sailing accoutrements in there, like a little globe, that kind of, just like your typical noble slash captain.
Stuff the pirates would probably have,
Yeah, like
or anyone who's been on a
trinkets and baubles. Yeah.
With a definite, it's got a definite like noble flair though to it. It's kind of odd like that.
Okay.
Siblis is definitely like taken some time with this.
She's a lady of taste.
Yes. She's lounging like in that big chair, kind of just kind of sitting there. Behind her is the white marble statue dude. And she sees you come in. Again, her eyes are completely like covered in a large black blindfold, but she does like she sees you coming mostly through the and
snakes.
The snakes, like the snakes kind of perk up a little bit, and
aw, cute.
Yeah, they're kind of like very chill and just kind of like drooped around her shoulders mostly. Giving her kind of the appearance, like from a distance, if you're like didn't have glasses and needed them, it would look kind of like dreadlocks.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully she doesn't braid them. That would kind of suck. That would kind of suck for the snakes, really.
Yeah, I mean, like they kind of move around and stuff, and so it's like their hair is like constantly moving.
Whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair.
Oh god.
I whip my snakes back and forth. Okay, now I'm done. For now.
Thank you.
She greets you as you come in, and it's like, I figured we should probably chat, as this is the second time we've met. Probably both times very unexpected.
Yep.
That's a good word
That's for
for
sure.
Three's just kind of looks around at everybody else, like,
And
what?
yeah, she's
Not really saying anything though. Just kind of just looking at everybody.
She kind of like makes a slight gesture with the hand. It's like, this one here I haven't seen this one before.
Reese is just the shocked Pikachu meme, like, huh? Huh? That's just what I'm imagining, just that kind of a thing.
Open
Just
mouth.
kind of gestures Threes up, to introduce herself.
It's like, I'm curious. What is it you? This group of you guys. What is it you do? It's not like pirates to come in and try to hit up old dungeons and such. And then, which I am very grateful for that you free. Then to appear in the same place as I am again is very unexpected.
Yep.
Maybe it's fate.
I don't believe in fate, Eric. I believe in very strange coincidences, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there are many gods using many different pawns.
Well, just to make it clear, I was never a pirate.
Just to be clear.
I think your style of dress is pretty clear on that for you. I don't think you gotta worry about that, bud.
Well,
I mean, more like,
I
I got the rapier, so I got like the stylish Zorro thing kind of going on. So.
True.
I mean, like, pirates are an odd group, so you may actually be more in line than.
Just more flamboyant ones.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, no one in our crew ever wore anything like that.
I mean,
maybe the cook.
Okay.
It's like, but I do feel that maybe either Ornaria or the CS might have some interest in us meeting again. But what brings you to this part of the region?
We're delivering shoes.
We were on an errand.
Yeah, we were just being delivery boys.
And we were having
we did deliver the shoes. The dwarf took them. I remember that. Those shoes got delivered.
When?
We did the job.
and I
I don't,
can
Like
I
when we
don't
first
remember that ever happening, but
We docked
I might have also completely missed that.
No, I think you were there, but you might have been sick, like sickish. But like a dwarf came and like they lifted them.
Oh,
Yeah, they took them.
I actually remember that. Who would have thought?
okay. Well, in fairness, that might have been the time that the power kicked out.
Oh, maybe.
yeah, that
Oh
would-
yeah,
Could have been.
yeah, that was true.
Okay.
You lost
Could
it
have
for a
been.
while.
I thought we had totally lost that situation.
Nope. I don't know if I don't know if someone ever collected payment for it, but at least we delivered the shoes. So. The more
We
important
better
part of the
collected
people-
payment.
Well, we can't
I mean,
now.
to be fair,
I mean,
we got 200
Damn.
gold, so
And-
I think we
and-
got a better.
yeah.
Yeah, it's probably more than we would have ever gotten for those shoes.
And then I'm like, Priya's with half-lit eyes, and he's like, well, and I was having a good time.
I was enjoying my brawl.
Speak for yourself.
Not the
I
one
mean-
in the city. I was doing fights, like gambling fights, before all that. It was fun. I
Yeah.
had a great dwarf. He was nice. He kicked my ass.
Hmm.
I was meditating. That was nice.
And then the
weren't
town was
there.
on fire.
You're skipping over a little bit, Priya, but yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
for that we got cursed.
I wasn't thinking that far back.
That's too far
Thanks for
back.
sharing.
Too far.
Thanks for oversharing, Carrick.
Like cursed.
Can
But
we
you
not
have
talk
been
about
busy.
Yeah.
Not on purpose. We're a curious bunch, and trouble finds us. That's what I'm
trouble
going with.
magnets.
More like
pie-
people find them. I just happen to be tagging along, unfortunately.
The pirates that are the trouble magnets. It's true.
It's like, so which one of you is the captain of this interesting crew?
Unfortunately, the cat.
Points at Plume.
Plume looks back at Three's like, I'm the captain again? Sweet! And then she's like, wait, is this a good thing or not? Yeah, sure, I guess it's me.
He's like, the reason I ask is those who fly and serve under me, I try to help them accomplish whatever goals that they have. For instance, one of the earliest captains to follow me and pledges loyalty to me is a certain elf named Hunarner. And his desire since he was a little young elf was to, early in his pirate days, was to sack
Oh, we're
Asperge.
doing that again.
Yes.
You may want to put in the correct name on there.
It's super close.
Oh.
I'm going for the pretentious spelling. I like that better.
Hey, it's like a combination of both of them.
Yeah.
But his goal, he's long since wanted to sack this place, and it fits with my current political goals. So we came up here, we sacked the place. Although
Plume is now the shocked Pikachu meme. She's just like,
Yes.
generally, the more your needs and desires align with mine, the sooner we can get around to it. Sometimes, like there are some pirates who, some crews that they want certain things that, while I will get around to them, it will be a little while. I told them such, because they don't quite align with what I need to do at the moment.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay.
Understandable.
We're all so agreeable right now.
We don't want to say anything wrong.
I mean, like,
Well, actually, I'm not trying to say anything wrong. I just don't care. I'm just like, okay, that's nice. Whatever.
How magnanimous of you.
I'm neutral at the moment.
Yeah, so essentially she's telling you that, like, hey, if you want to do anything, I can help you accomplish your goals, essentially.
I don't have any goals.
Sure we do.
Never,
Well-
ever.
We were gonna get that fucking treasure.
what was the point of getting me in the first place?
I wasn't
Because
gonna
you're
tell
the
her
only
that.
one who knows where it
You
is.
knew knew the song.
You were the only
Well,
one who knew.
Well, I was being sarcastic.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I mean, like, yes. What? We don't have any goals. Yes, you do. What was the point of you coming to me? That's what I was trying to say.
I thought maybe we would want to keep that hush hush from her, but okay. Now
Wait.
that that's
I don't
out.
think she cares.
Wait.
I don't think she cares.
Yeah.
So you should totally tell her, I bet.
Yeah. So do you?
Well, I would tell her, but that's your decision. So.
I wouldn't.
There's restlessness. Crew.
Hence me being like, I've never had a goal in my life.
I don't even know what a goal is.
She's basically saying she will help us out if the time is right. So I feel like you should just tell her, and maybe she might have a little bit of information for now, and then maybe if she gets more information, she can share with us later.
Yes, but get this.
Whatever.
If she's in on it, we might have to share it with her.
You guys can also. You guys can roll an insight check.
On her freaking ship.
Shut up.
Yeah, you guys can roll an insight check to see like how genuine.
Alrighty.
And just to get a feel for her.
Nice.
Yeah, I can see why Carrick is worried. With a 6.
She's quite genuine. You get the feeling that like she feels she owes you something because I mean this like obviously you guys set her free way back when.
Damn right, she owes us
twice now.
Yeah, and then like she meets you again, and in like some very interesting moments in the city, and like you guys like joined up with her and helped her out. So she's like, I gotta help you out here. If you want to get help, I'll help you out.
Also consider, Carrick, it means we can go back and do our own thing. Like we can split off from this group of really oddly organized pirates, go find our treasure, and then maybe we can group back up later, and we can just like avoid another city sacking if she just lets us do our thing.
If you think she'll let us.
I mean, Plume is pretty like even if she didn't get the sense that the captain was genuine along with everybody except Karen. She would have absolutely been the person to have been like, Queen, I think you owe us a little favor, but she, that's not needed. She's like, Carrick and I were setting out, maybe when our original ship got wrecked, and I've been looking for this. I can't remember the old pirate king, his treasure. I can't remember his name. And we think we know where it is, but we don't have specific locations, just a general area of the island, and we've been trying to track that down. And we've also been trying not to die, and in that we have been succeeding.
Barely.
And she's
barely.
Really proud. You know what? Barely is still success. And he is still not an F.
It is Captain Weaver Aries.
I was thinking of the island name.
Y'all start typing. Guess how to spell it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
didn't
guess it's
really
spelled
hear it.
like the god of Mars.
I think I heard Weavy Aries.
Weaver Aries.
Oh, Weaver Aries. Okay.
That wasn't the right word. My Irish. Okay.
Hey, I was right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just which one?
So you tell her this, and she's like, "Huh? I actually knew. I heard of the Captain Ares back in before I was imprisoned, and I knew about his exploits, and then he just disappeared. Yes, I could probably help you with that. If you know where to go, I can ensure that you remain safe on your. You reach there safely.
As long as we don't have to set any more cities on fire, I think that's a pretty unnecessary thing for
Yeah.
us, at least.
Yeah.
We could. Yeah. We'll be quiet. We'll be stealthy. I'm really good at being stealthy. Like
Also, yeah.
She
And-
kind of laughs. It's like, I don't usually intend to set cities on fire. However, I owed this captain a thing, and it actually fits with what my needs politically in this area. So it just kind of worked out that way.
I don't usually set cities on fire, but when I do.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And why was that?
That meme.
the most interesting man in the world, me.
It's an ancient meme by internet standards.
An ancient meme. But it's a good one.
Yeah.
Bloom just kind of nods at the pragmatism. She's like, yeah, I can't argue with that logic. And then, like, her ears perk forward, and she's like, how do you know Essence?
Sorry, okay.
Final question.
What's going
Yes, go on.
No, I think because I said why was that, like, while everybody was talking about like the memes, just asking why she wanted to go in and sack the city.
Oh yeah, do that.
Because that was one of the.
I know about the owing part, but why otherwise?
Oh, the political reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, she can understand that she owed a favor, but it's like, why the hell otherwise?
She kind of thinks about like whether she wants to tell you or not.
Thank you.
But then she kind of is like, whatever. She intends to and how do I explain this? She intends to make the kingdom of Alec a vassal. And she's using the help of a elven kingdom named Solethania.
Oh boy.
To establish like a political foothold.
I'm not even going to try that one.
To establish a political foothold here. She knows that the king is very young, like 18 years old. And so he doesn't have a very strong, he has a strong claim to the throne, but his power base isn't
Sriracha.
isn't super, isn't quite as established as a normal kingdom. That's the.
She figures he's an easy mark, basically.
Yeah, he'd be a lot easier to bring around. And she heard some her spy network, which is actually pretty good due to pirates finding out information. Discovered that all is not quite right within the noble houses and stuff. There's room for a potential fracture. And so her goal.
Sorry, potential what?
Potential fracture within the nobility.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you cut out there, so I didn't hear you.
Yeah, so she felt the time would have been really good if she did something in such a way as to ignite some underlying issues, essentially cause a fracture.
Okay.
And so, since this captain has been wanted, his life goal is essentially to sack the city, it kind of fits in really perfect with her, because the king had requested that she arrive in the city and negotiate, some trading terms, and to that end, everybody knew, including the people inside the city, knew that hey, she was coming to negotiate. She's coming to do something. And then when it all went south and everything went crazy, like she kind of expected it to do. She didn't expect to see the knights there, but she did expect, some kind of something to happen that would allow her to essentially be like, "Hey, this isn't right. We're gonna, screw you guys. We're gonna sack the city."
Self-defense.
Yeah. And so everything like worked out perfectly in her favor, because now she thinks, the citizenry would know that the king invited her in, and then tried to attack her, and then, the pirates are fully, within typical pirate reason, the townsfolk would assume to retaliate, and so that would severely undermine his power. And possibly cause a revolt somewhere, is what she's hoping.
Makes sense.
To which then, using the force of Silamcha, she would come in, she would essentially step in and establish rule over the city. If everything goes well. And from the rumblings and stuff you can kind of hear dimly outside, it seems everything is going according to plan.
Okay.
But she kind of gives you the quick and dirty version of, like that's kind of what you get out of it, because she doesn't really care at this moment.
I'm just kind of nodding along, like, yeah, I can't find any fault in that strategy. She doesn't necessarily agree or disagree with it. She's just like, well, that makes more sense.
It all checks
out. So,
I mean, it's one of those, like, it fits her desires and stuff for the region, and of course, since they've already conquered the entire like port area and stuff, so all the all the shipping and stuff, all the large ships and whatnot have already been taken over by pirates, and are likely to be leaving with the armada when the armada leaves.
Bye, we're taking your shit, bitches.
Yes. But yeah, she's like, and then she's like, I assume within, some shortish amount of time, hour, like, she's thinking like, another 24 hours or so, she'll probably hear something from the king, or something from someone who attempts to depose the king, and then trying to negotiate some form of peace. Which then she'll do, and then she'll leave, and then the elves from this other kingdom will step in as, peacekeepers.
Okay.
But, and then, like, as she's kind of like giving you the rundown of that, one of the guard elf from outside, he kind of like pokes his head in, and he's like, "Hey, information about the city. My queen, if you have the time or the interest, or I can wait." She's like, no, tell what's happening out there. And he reports that it appears to be going exactly as they thought. Pirates are coming back from sacking the city. They made it as far as like a little over halfway through the city before they encountered stiff resistance and stopped. But they did note that there appears to be an internal fighting amongst the guardsmen. Some of the crews had noticed this and overheard that there was a noblewoman named Countess Branach who had took this opportunity to attempt a coup and has started a little internal civil war.
Oh, friggin' hell.
So, yeah, there's like a three-way fighting going on inside the city right now.
Okay.
It's Countess.
Oh. I thought Contis was her first name.
Here's my computer, so I can't see what you guys typed.
Oh.
Let's see.
Mm.
I have to go get
Okay.
more hangers.
So yeah, everything is does appear to be going quite literally like better than planned.
Okay.
That's not the name of. No. I was gonna say that's not the name of the. No, that was a baroness that we totally outran.
Oh yeah,
And stopped America. That was a baroness, I think.
that was
not-
a baroness. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, this isn't the same chick whose
No.
marriage we ruined, was it? That's okay. Okay, I thought so.
Yeah. No, she's actually the head of one of the like 5 or 6 houses that are within the kingdom of Alec. And yeah, you guys don't know much at all about her. Other than apparently she's taken this time to try to depose the king.
Yeah, apparently she's a
It
badass.
has presented itself.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
Do ask about Essence. Because Plume was gonna ask about that. How does she know?
Or like,
How do they know each other? Because
She's like, she's still around. I will have to go visit her. As
You
much
two
as
are
I
like on
hate it.
good terms, right? Because she's
I
kind
would-
of cool and I like her.
I wouldn't say we're on good terms. She's rather annoying in her constant,
Yeah, not gonna deny that.
constant
I
But you're not gonna
blathering.
But you're not gonna kill her or petrify her. Like, good enough terms. Because I like her. She's
Sibyllus laughs and she's like, I couldn't if I wanted to.
oh,
shocked
she's-
Pikachu meme.
She's like, you don't become the kind of individual thing that she is without without being exceptionally powerful.
Plume has like the
She
shiftiest
has-
gaze right now. She's so confused.
Match Lady meme.
Is she still selling magical wares?
Yep.
And she still has the sale on the rings.
The rings are new. Last time I was in there, she was all about bracelets, I believe.
Oh.
It's like a
Bracelets
5
were
for
a thing.
5 non-magical rings for a silver or something like that. It's a good bargain.
No one cares. That's
Fashion
what
trends
you
are a
say.
changing.
I had heard rumors. I suppose they're true. It would explain probably why she's so interested in rings.
Oh,
But they're just rumors.
I like rumors.
Yeah.
I'm a cat that enjoys some hot gossip.
Maybe that how do I say this? A certain individual has died. Had a
Oh.
very important ring
oh.
that's a very powerful people want to get a hold of.
See, now Plume looks like the
Okay.
math meme lady, and she just
Yeah.
she looks over at Priya because the first thing she thinks of is the visions they all had in Priya's vision,
Yep.
and she doesn't say anything. She just kind of looks at Priya and like
And
gives a
then
little
just-
tilt of her head, like, "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?"
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I could tell her.
If you want, like, Plume is just kind of like curious. She's not sure if that's relevant, but she's just like,
Well, all right. Well, seeing it, my character says, seeing as how this isn't a blood pack thing, I might as well tell everything. So, well, anyway. So a while back, we find this massive obsidian that rises out of the ground. Was it obsidian? I think it was obsidian.
"There's something like that."
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Some
Yeah.
big rock.
Black
go
and
in-
elegant.
We go inside there.
Yeah, as it's either obsidian or black marble.
we go inside there. You know, everything's pretty dandy except for the fact that there was a blood orb, something like that, or orb made of red, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And then each one of us took a turn looking at it, and it each gave us a distinct vision. And my particular vision, if I recall correctly, was there was like an elven lady sprawled over like a crystal table, dead, and this was I seem to remember there was some sort of like iridescence somewhere.
Yeah, prismatic skin.
Oh, that's right. Okay. And this was aboard a mountaintop. And as soon as I told this to what's her face, she kind of booted us out of her tent.
Yeah, she was really spooked by it.
Yeah, Sybil's like, like the snakes all like kind of like
Like look at each other.
like they're like
They shake their heads to each other.
Yeah, but it's like it would appear to be would seem the rumors are true. The Empress is dead.
The Empress?
The Queen of the Dragons.
Oh, shit.
Wait, the Queen of the Dragon, what, sorry?
The Queen of the Dragons.
Oh.
Do you have any idea?
We all know that.
That's
like,
important.
Not that she's dead, but like that there's a Queen of Dragons. Like, we know how that kind of works.
Or is that like...
Should we roll to see if we know who the dragon lady is?
You wouldn't know who it was, but like you'd have heard of like this great dragon empire.
Ah.
That is like all the way across the world. You know, you'd have about as much knowledge of it as like
everyone else.
Yeah, as like what's like who the or like yeah. You really don't know much other than there's a giant empire all the way across the world.
Okay.
It'd be kind of like finding out a world leader was assassinated, like in some far off country, basically.
Okay.
Or a country leader or something.
Internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if, Queen Elizabeth II just died.
Yeah.
Got assassinated.
Yeah. Or it'd be more like if the current leader of China got killed and nobody reported on it, kind of thing.
Okay.
But someone saying like the Empress of Dragons would be like, oh shit.
Yeah, you'd be like, okay, yeah, the leader of this great empire.
Gotcha.
So then Priya is like, okay, so what I saw was this dragon lady in a human form then. How long ago do you think that might have been, like, based on my description?
Well, she kind of sits and thinks a little bit. I don't know. I've been trapped for 1,500 years, and I've only been out very recently. I've not had any chance to talk to any of the dragon kind, so I'd say, just from what you say, I'll have to go ask Essence probably, find out for sure, but if she's been having a lot of sales on rings, she's probably been collecting rings for quite some time. I'd say probably within the last 100 years. But that's just a guess. I honestly couldn't say.
Okay.
Plume thinks that's a very long time, like 100 years. I was thinking this should happen in like the last 2 years or the last week.
Yeah.
It could very well be. It's just I don't know. It's a long ways away, and I am, as you know, very recently freed.
How much essence?
And a very busy woman.
I would say
Sorry.
Essence keeps things close to the vest. You have to know her.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Have the Turtle Isles been on fire at all lately, if we're just in a sharing spirit? Has there been an armada coming or going? Has it been your armada coming or going?
It's like, look out, watch who you're talking about.
She kind of laughs. Is like, I don't have any plans for the Turtle Isles yet. Last I heard, the Turtle Council is still in one piece.
Okay.
Okay, future one.
Being a rather
Plume is thinking, wait, she said yet. Oh
Yeah,
no! Did I just give her an idea?
Not really. I don't
You've
think
They
so.
are-
planted the
she's
seeds
like-
of the
What if she
future.
bet
like
us
they
for
are
it yet?
they are a pain in my side. Constantly
So
attacking
eventually,
our...
maybe.
They're just turtles,
True.
though.
They're not turtles.
They're just tortoises.
They're not tortoises.
Oh,
They're trying their best.
they're trying to be turtles.
The,
Oh God, just shut up.
the Turtle Isles were the home. Like, you got, or at least the two pirates would know this. But the Turtle Isles
Excuse me.
are the home of a rather large and powerful naval. It's a naval power, essentially. Think kind of like Britain.
Ah.
Yeah.
But it's
So
almost
definitely a thorn in her side.
yes, and they are predominantly Triton. It's like
I
it's
see
a
the
large
Oh,
problem.
Triton.
okay.
Yeah,
I
and
see
so
Confusing given the name.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you think they'd be a bunch of turtles.
Turtles.
I guess if you
Oh my
guys
God, it's just
want to try to roll a history check as to
Yes,
why they're
I
called
love
that.
rolling history checks.
yeah. You
I'm
guys
so
do not
good at
waste
this.
your laptop right now.
I don't think I have. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
What you said, Amelia?
I got a 1.
There you go,
It's
Phil.
okay, I know how to read.
You know jack shit.
All right. So Plume knows from long, the ancient oral tradition of seafaring folk. She has heard that in ancient days the Turtle Isles were the birthplace and native home of the turtle people.
Makes sense.
But
Do
then
they
there
have
was
shells?
a
Yeah.
great cataclysm, and suddenly the Triton came and essentially took over the Isles.
But they
And
didn't,
drove-
wipe them out or anything.
What a bunch of assholes.
They drove them out, killed them, colonized the place.
In other words, yes.
Yeah. No one has ever said that the Tritons were nice.
They just don't like turtles.
I'm guessing they don't like pirates either.
But I mean, it's kind of like, you'd heard tales essentially of
Yeah.
the Tritons landing there, and tales of the turtles being forced to leave.
Gotcha. Well, Plume doesn't look like she feels so hot about this now. She's like, oh shit, if that hasn't happened yet, and it didn't happen in the past, because presumably this was not, like, the Triton takeover wouldn't have involved fucking airships and armadas, presumably. She's just kind of thinking like, oh no.
You've
Oh,
planted
no.
the seeds.
Now she
Well, I mean,
suddenly
like,
believes in
for-
fate to make herself feel better.
I mean, like, for all you know, it could have been that. You don't know.
Plume's not feeling so hot about
But,
it though. If it hasn't immediately happened, she's like, oh no. Quick, someone else talk about a vision so I can stop thinking about them.
Mine wouldn't even help her. I doubt she knows, so I'm not even gonna share mine.
I can't remember mine.
Yours was the
Oh
sand.
my god.
I would need to look it up. I remember
Yeah, mine's
sand.
about the far
Bugs.
planes, or what do you call them?
Hold on, I'll actually link you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I remember. Shockingly, I don't
Yes.
remember the friggin' braided dagger, but I remember everything else.
I remember
Oh,
sand.
No point in me going and mentioning anything.
Yeah.
It gets everywhere.
Let's
Mm.
see.
Yeah, so, Carrick, you kind of tell her what you saw. And,
Oh, yeah, the giant mechanical scarabs. I forgot about those.
And Scylla's like, you guys have encountered some really weird stuff.
You don't know the half of it.
I do know. That just sounds like some kind of invasion by the undead king, who I've heard is still around.
Oh.
Down in the sands of Sumlis.
Still undead and kicking.
Still undead and kicking. I would have assumed at this point somebody would have come along and killed him. But apparently he's just grown stronger over the years if he's going to invade with something that sounds like that large of a force. But otherwise, she's like, I know a little bit about the king, but, that sounds like a typical invasion of some kind. And being as he was a necromancer at one point, it's not unsurprising that he's going to try to invade something else once he feels he gets the large enough force. I'm just surprised he hasn't tried it sooner and gotten his ass kicked.
It's probably not much ass to kick. He was
but a small city, rumored to be in the desert somewhere when I first heard of him, back in my younger days. He must have gotten quite strong and powerful by now.
That's concerning.
Yeah, I don't like undead. I'd rather not deal with them.
Yeah, you guys might actually know more about that kingdom than she does.
Oh, should we roll for it?
I mean, you can if you want.
What would I roll? Would that be like a history thing?
That current knowledge.
Current knowledge
would be.
Probably would be history, honestly.
Yeah, I guess it would probably be history, yeah.
Oh boy, my favorite roll.
Oh, let me watch this. Let's see.
Oh yeah!
There we go.
You know what? Plume tried to get him to read, but the dyslexia is so bad.
We can see who paid attention to the sailing songs of the sea.
Yeah.
The
wise old pirates singing their tales.
There's a reason Plume has been the one heading up this treasure quest, because while Priya was singing that song for the first time, Plume was like, "This is fascinating," and Carrick was probably just like, "This is great!
I love this tune."
Knee slapping music. Give me a spoon.
It sounds legit.
He's just playing the spoon on his
Yeah.
So Plume of Smoke, just because, again, of your pirate past, you've encountered a lot of like merchant ships and smaller like trading vessels and stuff who've actually come out of the Sands of Sumlis, who've traded with what they call the City of Glass, which they claim is some kind of like crazy utopia down there, where a lot of like a surprising amount of them are like, yeah, someday when we retire, we're going to retire down there. And they're like, as long as you accept this certain contract, you don't have to work a day in your life if you don't want to.
Awesome.
And you've even met like one or two people who have what they say contracted. They have this very distinctive like glowing tattoo somewhere obvious on their bodies, usually their like neck or arm or like face.
Oh, that's badass. I want a glowing tattoo.
But yeah, everyone claims it to be essentially like this utopia, and then you just sign this contract and everything is taken care of for you, like for the rest of your life.
That sounds weird.
Plume doesn't like conditional things like that. She likes playing fast and loose.
Yeah, you
That's probably
don't
why she
have
doesn't-
any idea like what exactly this contract entails, but clearly it's magical in nature, and even though like those who are and are not contracted, everyone's like this place down there is like a utopia out in the middle of this freaking desert, ruled by undead.
Yeah, that's definitely not suspicious.
Plume is probably both curious like about the city and like utopia, you say, but then she's also like, I don't like contracts, and I
And
don't like dead
undead.
things. Like, I don't like walking shoe leather.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of merchant ships go through this area, or have gone through the city of Glass because it's the furthest southern point on the continent, and so everything coming down south has to go through there pretty much, or will at least make a stop through there.
Mm.
Yep, and then anything else?
I look at
Breeze has
Plume.
been pretty damn quiet for the most part throughout all this.
I mean, I've explained my story, so what else is there?
Mine's not relevant, so I'm not sharing.
Elf is like, no.
Watch, it's probably going to be like the most relevant of
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Are you saying I should share it just in case?
No?
No, if your character wouldn't share it, then there's no reason to share it.
I mean, like,
What's in character?
I mean, right now I've shared the story for my vision. We've detailed the pirate treasure we're after, our origins, why she was coming to raid this town.
Yeah,
We
Plume's
gave
kind
her
of
our
gross.
credit card number.
SSN.
All right, so
Anyway, you get the idea. Yeah.
was there anything you wanted to ask her? Like, you've given up a lot of information. Was there anything that you wanted to ask her?
Can I, while on this crew, are there any cute uniforms that I could wear or something like that?
Oh,
Oh my god.
Hashtag priorities.
Yes. I love it.
She kind of laughs and she's like, "Of course we can get you a uniform."
No, I specifically heard Priya use the adjective cute.
Cute
Like weed.
uniform.
Like, look at him. Look at
know,
him.
It's subjective. She knows it's subjective. So she's like, I could get you a uniform.
Okay.
I love it.
Just see
You make a side is fair, but this is a number one priority for me. Okay.
Yes.
yeah. That's so like
Oh,
you can.
Can I get a cute outfit?
It's like you can. Anyone who wishes to. I've certainly. Right. I'm certainly like very happy and glad people would want to wear a uniform. I think it's more in line with the proper national outfit for our group. So you can definitely see the quartermaster on the way out, and she'll get you fitted right up.
Okay.
Plume just kind of sticks a finger up and she's like, I don't mean any offense, but I might hold off on the uniform because people generally leave me alone in cities just because of,
you're trying to be stealthy.
I was going to say because I look like a pirate already, but yeah, that too. And maybe I can pass through more easily, not get in quite as much trouble if things somehow don't go according to plan. Less noticeable, less problems for you down the line. Hashtag finger guns.
She's like, I know. I don't require everyone who follows me to wear a uniform. Only those who are like directly under me. That would be my crew, and the guards of the city, and like one or two like of the major warships. I don't require the pirates. I only require you to like when you're out at sea to fly my flag.
Plume just kind of nods and gives a thumbs
Just
up.
so that so that all the other pirates know that we're all together. Is essentially
Makes sense.
Square deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Anything else you want to ask her?
I just look at Plume.
Plume looks like she's thinking. Really thinking. She's trying. Plume looks back
Try
at
harder.
Vanita.
Everybody's gonna look at each other.
Vanita looks at Threes. Threes looks at Priya.
Priya.
Eric.
Priya, you should know better.
We're like just looking back at you like, what the fuck you want?
Looking at Silas.
The marble statue that has been like standing silently behind Sibyllus kind of like leans forward and kind of like whispers in her ear.
Oh,
Hey,
buddy.
mama, let me whisper in your ear.
Oh my god.
If you guys want to roll, I guess it'd be perception.
Yes.
To see if you can catch what he says.
Please, come on. Roll big, buddy, please.
Yeah! I come through where it counts.
10. Ah, come on.
Oh, yeah, totally forgot. Yeah, let's see. Roll. Totally forgot.
Roll super good, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright.
I'm good.
So Carrick, Nels, and Vanita can make out. He's not being super like quiet about it, but essentially he like leans forward and he's like, and he whispers, "They're here."
Ooh.
And like immediately like the snakes kind of like perk up a little bit. And she's like, "Oh, excuse me for a moment." And kind of signals that you guys are like, we're done here, kind of thing. And,
Time to leave now.
She gets
Bye.
up, she gets up and like walks out the door.
Did she signal for us to stay in the room, or
she pretty much signaled that like we're done. You can do whatever.
You can leave?
Yeah, you can leave.
Okay.
Go do your thing.
Go do your thing.
Did the statue guy go with her?
No, he's still in the room.
Plume looks over at the statue guy and she's like, "And who are you?" Does he speak at all?
See,
I know he does because I talked to him.
Yes, he does indeed speak. He kind of like he's like his head just kind of like swivels over to you like it's a really weird thing whenever he moves because he is a literal like marble statue. But whenever he moves, aside from like his walking, which thump thump thump, but whenever he moves, it's like dead quiet.
Oh.
So it's like silent.
Oh well.
But yeah, his head like kind of turns and looks at you. He's like, "I am the weapon of the queen."
Oh, I was hoping for like a name or something because that's kind of a long title.
He's like a bulkier Threes.
Weapon.
Oh my god.
Weapon.
It's like I have a name known only to the queen.
Aww.
Oh, okay, whatever. So
do you want us to, if we need to address you specifically for something, is there anything you'd prefer we...
I'll call you Ricky.
Oh my god, shut up, you sir.
Plume is just like, well, yeah, that's a Carrick thing to say.
There's no need to address me.
All right.
But what if we want to?
Just shut up,
It's
bird.
like, that is your prerogative.
I thought you were gonna say that is your problem.
Well, that too.
Ah, you can interpret it that way.
Then asks a bit more of a serious question. She's like, so where should we go? Like, what's the layout of the ship? Do we have to stay on the ship? Can we go back to ours? What do you advise? As she realizes she's talking to like the weapon of the queen, not the advisor of the queen.
Yep. So you may ask your questions to the guard outside.
Oh,
That works. Cool.
And I'm already walking out.
That's going
Alright,
out.
Ricky. I'll see you later, man.
Oh my god, you stupid bird!
Well, he's no Ricky.
Oh.
Could be worse.
Reed will remember this.
Yeah,
You do that.
as you guys walk outside onto the main deck there, the guard is still there. Siblis is off to the right, looking out over the rail, out towards the sea.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really see what yet because there's this little, I guess, enclave, whatever you're standing in. But the guard is standing there. He's like, "Can I help you?"
And was like, yes. Not with the finger guns. She's being a professional today. But she just asks the same questions like, are we free to go back to our ship? Do we need to stay here? If we stay here, are there quarters? Do we pick up sail colors from the quartermaster? What?
All right, yes. What ship is yours?
Compared to all the rest of the ones, the one that hasn't been plundered and taken by pirates because it's empty.
It's that tiny little one over there.
It's not,
Yeah, the one that doesn't have anything on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. The one that's literally just sails. That's hard.
He just kind of laughs. He's like, you can be on your ship. You're also more than welcome on this one. The queen has indicated that she would help you find the thing that you seek. The quartermaster is below decks in the back. You are free to come and go. The queen has indicated we will likely leave this place in a couple days, or whenever our business here is concluded, and then she will help you should you so desire it. And if you accept the queen's help, then you are more than welcome to either base out of here or on your ship, whichever you desire.
But the quartermaster has the colors too.
But the quartermaster has the color, the quartermaster has everything.
Cool.
Yes.
Plume just kind of looks back at everyone. She's like, "What do you guys want to do?"
I want to go to the quartermaster.
All right, you want to get your cute uniform?
I do. I want to see my options.
Oh my god.
All right, so you guys make your way forward downstairs. You actually have to go kind of across the ship to get to the stairs down, or across the deck. Looking out, you can actually see where Siblis is looking out over the water, and you see more sails on the horizon.
Oh.
They're not flying the colors of Siblis.
Oh.
Nice.
Can we
But
see if
it
they're
appears to
flying
be-
any colors?
You two would actually know this one.
Oh.
The two pirates, because you guys have sailed these seas long enough. It is ships of the navy of Silamcha.
Aha.
Okay, so
Untrue.
the expected folks.
Yeah, the expected folks are arriving.
Cool.
But yeah, you guys make your way downstairs or down below decks, and you make your way. You kind of have a decent-ish idea, or at least the two pirates have a decent-ish idea of kind of how ships are laid out, and it's close enough that it doesn't take you very long at all to reach the quartermaster.
Just kind of want
Who
to
is-
put this into memory of like where the hell things are. 'Cause I've never been in a ship this big. This is
Yeah.
big.
It is
Despite
big.
being very large, it seems fairly cramped because there's stuff like important, like seafaring stuff everywhere, like
Mhm.
boxes and barrels, and like again, down below decks, there's there'd be at least 2 decks of nothing but like guns, like the cannon decks.
Oh yeah. Need to find out where all the gunpowder is.
Yeah, that would be. Crap. What is that? There's a very specific part of this ship.
Gunnery,
No, it's
Explodey room.
armory.
crap. What is it? Because it always like everyone wants to hit it when they're fighting.
I suspect that's why Threes wants to find out where it is.
What? No.
I feel like Threes is the only person who's not on board right now and wants to blow
What?
this ship to hell.
No, guys, I'm totally on board.
Yeah, I
Yay!
can't.
Yeah, totally.
I guess it would be
bullshit.
no, it wouldn't be like the ship's magazine. I don't remember. There's an explicit name for that where they
You
keep
do
all
not
the
put fire in this room.
where they keep all the weapons and ammunition. All warships have it. But
The armory.
is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like down, like below the waterline, generally. It's like
Okay.
it's as safe as they can make it, while
Yeah.
still being fairly easy to get the stuff out of it in a fight. Yeah. Anyway, you guys make it down to the quartermaster, who is a human woman by the name of Anne.
Oh, that's an easy one. Nice.
Is it? Is it?
Is it?
Oh,
Hmm.
go for it.
On. Oh.
But she is looking
Y'all are having so much fun.
very. She's very well dressed in her uniform. Like it's very well tailored. But as you guys go up to her, it's like, how can I help you?
All right, Priya, you're up.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if
Fabulous.
yes, I was wondering what do you have in stock for uniform colors?
We have black and tan, and black and tan.
If you could, it's just like the first Model T Fords. It's like
it's typical military. It is, we have this color in this size, and hopefully it's the right size, or you might have to go somewhere and get it tailored up a little bit.
okay. Well, what
Yeah, I already knew this was gonna
can I
happen.
see what the uniforms look like?
Do you have a dressing room?
Yeah. Like she pulls out
Oh,
like 3 different sizes of uniform from a big like crate,
Okay.
and so it's like there's small, medium, and large,
my
and
God.
that is literally it. That is, She does say though we do have a bit more variety in boots. We could probably get one in a close-ish size to what you wear.
Okay, but are these uniforms like a shirt and pants kind of deal, or is this a dress kind of deal? Do I have an option to wear a dress?
No, the uniforms are very much like it's a long, like black coat kind of thing, and like a light tan shirt, light tan breeches, and black boots.
I quietly think to myself,
there's
this is
optional, optional like tricorn hat. If you want to get spiffy.
The hat. Can I have the hat?
I would like a hat as well.
It's like if you take a uniform, you can have a hat with the uniform.
Okay, I'll take a uniform.
Immediately throw it out and just take the hat.
Yeah, it's definitely going to happen.
I'll keep it as a spare in my bag.
Tarek promptly gets dress coded.
Yeah. I'll just keep it as a spare uniform in case I need a disguise, and then I'll wear the hat always.
Okay. Alrighty, so what's the fee?
There is none.
I just get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're members of the Pirate Isles.
Okay, so how do you... Okay, so
We don't have to buy our own uniforms. Jeez.
I'm like, if something should happen to your uniform, you'd have to buy another one, but the first one's free.
Okay, I'm gonna add a custom item then. Let's see. How much do you say would it weigh? The whole thing.
I don't know how much does a normal outfit/uniform.
Couple pounds.
Couple pounds. Yeah, it's
depends on what it's made out of.
Few pounds.
I mean, it's just your typical like cloth, probably.
Yeah, just be the Converse clothes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put that as pirate uniform.
So the coat's not made of any kind of other material, it's still just a cotton. It's probably a little thick.
Think of like the classic like pirate coat. Kind of like dressy-ish.
Good.
That'd probably be kind of heavy. I would guess the coat's probably a couple
pounds.
Yeah.
I would say probably between 3 and 5 for the entire thing, not just for the coat.
Guys, I kind of already have like my hands full. I'm gonna take boots.
Yeah, because 3 still has like the stone cloak.
No, I don't. I got rid of that.
We had to leave it behind, right?
I have an unstoned cloak now. But no, I have the sack of cloths, and apparently I'm also carrying the sack of money.
Yeah, so you guys, or at least 3 is like, looks like one of the pirates currently leaving the city, like just loaded. It looks like you just looted a tailor shop
just
out of the city.
That town.
Just carrying stuff around.
Well, I switch. I promptly switch out my hat with the other hat, and I just like.
So you're like a tricorn wearing maid outfit.
A tricorn
like
wearing
a real proper pirate now.
Yes, with boots and a dress. Yes.
Yes.
Oh God.
And you know what, Priya? You know what, Priya? The pirates have still probably seen weirder.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, like Annie hasn't even like batted an eye. Pirates are weird, yo.
Okay. All right. So do we have a destination here, or are we just
So yeah, you guys have like a few different options. You can, if you want to go, like if you want Sibyllis's help reaching your destination, it'll be like a couple days. In which case you can either stay on the ship or you can stay on your ship. Or you can just head out Without her, it's pretty much, yeah.
All right,
Whatever.
huddle
Our
up.
call.
Let's decide.
Well, regardless.
I vote for taking our small ship. Like, even if we end up following her and her fleet, I kind of like our small ship as opposed to being confined to the main ship.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And no
Same.
matter what we do, we got to make sure we pick up sails so that
Yes.
any of her crew that isn't here doesn't think she's being tailed by a tiny ass boat and shoot.
Yeah. We can
You
get the
don't need-
sails from the quartermaster.
Yeah, you don't
probably.
need
Well, it's not
sails, you
sails,
just
it's
need
a
a
flag.
flag. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Flag,
that's right.
whatever,
Flag.
yeah.
Duh.
And the quartermaster does give you a flag
Okay, yeah.
for your ship.
Okay, well, that takes care of my primary concern.
So, do you think we should have her help us? Because since she owes us favors, we might as well take them.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right.
Grooms
Alright.
is pretty silent.
Alright, so if, that's what you do. So essentially, what will happen then is over the next few days, you guys stay. I'm gonna guess you guys stay around the port area. You don't really go into the city.
Yeah.
As there's currently still some fighting. The pirates have actually pulled out of the city.
And me being a pirate, I don't think they would want to see me in the city at all.
Yeah. After about 18 hours, a delegation comes out. The nation of Sialamcha has actually arrived. They arrived within a couple hours. And you can actually see it's almost entirely it's a straight up elven nation. And they have these very slender elven boats, and it's a rather large military force of probably 300 or 400. And of a straight up trained military group.
Wow.
Very organized, very set up. Clearly allied with the pirates. The leader is a Winter Eladrin king who spends most of his time discussing stuff with Sibyllus. But they quickly assert control over the port, over a little ways into the city. And then 16 to 20 hours later, they receive a delegation from King Quan, from Alec, who wishes to negotiate. There is some negotiation that happens. You see the king actually go onto Sibyllus' ship and discuss stuff with Sibyllus and the leader of the elves. He doesn't appear terribly happy, but from what you hear and kind of what you see over the next few days, the elves move into this city and order is completely restored. This countess is driven away, and some large force from both the king and the elves march out of the city kind of towards where she withdrew to, the towns. So order is restored, and it appears that the king, from what you know, just kind of seeing what's going on there, the king has restored order in the city. There appears to be some kind of peace between the pirates, elves, and the kingdom of Alec. Probably not in the kingdom of Alec's favor. And within about 24 hours out of that, you guys all, like the whole armada leaves, except for the elves. The elves stay.
Oh well. Okay.
And you guys all like head out.
We're following along in our boat.
Yes.
Yep, let me
Our
pull
tiny
up-
little dinky boat.
Yeah, I mean it's a literal armada, so
We'll fit in
it travels
somewhere.
very, very slowly.
Yeah.
Let me find. Oh, I guess I need to upload that.
So, question, because I didn't actually realize we would be skipping kind of that much time.
Yeah.
How much time kind of was that?
The total amount of time between when the elves arrived and when you guys set out is about 3 days.
Oh, 3 days. Okay.
I'm gonna
So threes would have probably vented her frustrations on what had transpired.
I imagine
Kind
we
of-
also probably would have caught threes up on, how in fact we've met this Medusa before.
Yeah.
And we're
she would
all
have
not terribly.
been kind of almost demanding that you tell her what the hell's been going on.
What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Hopefully it all makes sense once we're like, well, you see, she petrified half of us, and the half of us that didn't get petrified were like, we'd like to not die, so let's make a deal.
Yeah, so I am
Yep.
trying to upload.
It's also probably where threes learned that, and anyone else who's listening, that Plume is very much driven by survival instinct. What is going to get her from this moment to live to the next moment.
Big fat weenie.
She's a what?
She's a weenie.
She's not a
Wimps
weenie.
out.
She's not a weenie, she's smart.
She
Yeah.
wimps out at any given chance she can.
Not entirely true.
Dang it.
Not entirely true. She evaluates the odds, and if they look very much not in her favor, she makes a calculated retreat.
Mhm.
And if she thinks she can win, or if she has a plan, she's not gonna go into her upbringing for y'all. Yeah, we haven't hit tragic backstory levels of friendship yet.
Mhm.
Carrick knows, but she'd probably just explain I do what I need to in order to survive. I do what I need to make sure Carrick survives, and that's it.
Yay!
Alright, so I'm trying. I really don't like Roll20's file size limits.
Oh.
Oh no.
So I'm trying to. I'm gonna have to like cut the size down on this map a little bit, and hopefully drop it under the.
Oh no, who dropped?
Oh.
No, I'm.
What?
Hello?
Huh?
Oh no, I don't know, just everybody's voices was cutting out, so I tried to back off
Gotcha.
and come back in.
So yeah, I'm trying to like quickly resize this map.
Okay.
Because Roll20 doesn't like it's just over the size limit.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, like, I guess threes would have explained kind of her opinions on it, like, especially after hearing, like, kind of your side of it, of why, like, what happened kind of thing. That basically she is really not happy that you guys, like, understanding kind of why you didn't try to fight back against Silas, but given how you essentially have honestly, she's gonna say a monster into this here that it quite honestly is going and petrifying people willy-nilly.
Yep.
Like she wants to, of innocent people that have done nothing wrong, and it is your fault for like we need to do something about this. Like, this is not
True.
okay.
We're
At
getting
all.
there. We're getting to that point. We're not ready to face
you
her
don't get to
yet.
that point because I'm just very neutral and I somewhat tune things out.
I know
Been
for
around
sure
for
that
a
I
while.
cannot fight her at my current skill level, so I'm not
Same.
even gonna dare.
Yep.
like
So unless you can think of a plan, we're just gonna wing it.
You guys I don't know how much you would actually know about Medusas.
Medusas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my character does not know shit.
I would know very
Just
little.
the basics.
I know that apparently she has I-beam lasers that come out of her eyeballs. That
I mean, like you would
people...
naturally know that Medusas like turn people to stone. That's just like everybody knows that.
Basic. That's baby knowledge.
Yeah, that is like if you've ever heard Medusa, you know.
Yep.
All right, so
My character only has the basic knowledge.
Okay, so I moved you guys. Do you guys see that?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, finally. Okay.
Yeah, so I finally got the thing sorted.
Oh my god, there's a bunch of labels now.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys started out from Aspen Reach. You can see like Solethania and the Pirate Isles have essentially, you can tell they've obviously like teamed up somehow. And they've come up there. For whatever reasons, Solethania wanted to do that. For whatever their ultimate goal was. But essentially now, you kind of have the idea that Pirate Isles, Solethania, and Alec, whether they like it or not, are all more or less allied. So they've become a very, very strong power in the northern part of this region.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know how strong or how, like how unified it is, other than, Alec is probably not a terribly willing ally. But you guys are traveling kind of down through there, and like it takes quite a bit of time, but you notice like you see like pirate ships come, like join and kind of leave the armada as you're traveling along, but nobody like at all, like you don't see any non pirate ships on your journey across the seas. Like everyone leaves very, very well enough alone. You guys do are occasionally like invited onto the maiden song. To have
for parties,
just like dinner and whatnot occasionally. Because like for some reason, Sibyllus has taken a rather interest in you. Probably, well, not for some reason. It's like she thinks you're rather interesting, and
yes,
amusing.
Yeah, and it's like I'm just want to get to know you guys more. It's just like polite interest.
Heck yeah.
Possibly like you kind of get. Let me see. You guys probably roll an insight check.
All right.
Robots eat all the food. Heck yeah.
That was 1.
There we go. Hey, that's a big roll.
Nice. So at least Threes definitely notices And Carrot kind of gets a kind of a slight idea, but you can tell that she's kind of like Sibyllus is angling for like a friendship. Because it's fairly obvious she sticks out like a sore thumb. Doesn't have terribly many friends, if any
Aw.
at all.
Aww.
Aww.
I
What a
don't
shame
buy it.
Zephyrus
I don't buy
wouldn't
it.
care.
I don't buy it for a second.
Because, well, she's a literal unique creature. And definitely, like, people follow her for for various reasons they follow her. But most of them, like, yeah, she's not exactly our friend, kind of.
Yeah.
She's more like our queen, and we do what she says, kind of thing.
Well, Carrick will be friendly with her.
Carrick is the ultimate brown noser.
You're probably not wrong.
He doesn't have the deception to be able to go and actually play off being a friend. Just be, just not really talk much to her.
Good news is the captain or the queen wouldn't know any different. She might just assume, oh, I guess this Warforged is a quiet one.
Yeah.
Like she seems to like enjoy your company. Most, like she just wants company or whatever. So like every couple days or something, she'll invite you over for dinner or whatever, and it's nice because she's a queen, and so
yeah, I'd imagine that's some
it's
damn
a whole
good food.
couple steps above your normal sea rations.
Yeah.
All the oranges we're eating. Because
Oh,
I bought all those oranges.
Scurvy is a problem.
damn it.
And she lets you, like, she doesn't really like open up to you guys about anything, or really just kind of like keeps it mostly like generally professional, like friendly professional
Yeah.
kind of feeling.
Okay,
Makes sense.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
I understand.
But it takes you guys like a good solid week and a half. And you guys, like, you go through, you pass Ozu, and probably like half the Armada branches off and returns to the major city. Including in that is the marble statue guy. Also broke off and returned to the city.
No, Ricky!
Oh my god.
Ricky, you're supposed to stay with us.
No.
Damn.
So, thinking of it too, partially because we'd have that many days, would I be able to go and at some point ask about, like, in these waters, and like probably potentially I'd be even able to ask Plume or Carrick, like, would pearls be in these waters? Like, would like oysters be in these waters, kind of thing?
Yes.
All right.
You ask around, just like, various sailors and stuff, and like they point you around, and then you eventually land on a guy, like a really tiny, like scrawny, like this guy has been out on the water since like he was 2 years old. Like he was pretty much born as he's like a little human guy, but just like straight up wiry, leathery looking dude. Turns out he was a pearl diver.
Okay.
And he is like, yeah, there's vast beds of pearls, alike in this region.
Oh. Okay. Shit, we've already passed that.
Well, no, it could be before you got that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll allow that
Okay.
because I just kind of like drew.
Okay. In that case, would I be able to cast a locate object spell as we're kind of passing through that area for a nice big kind of what I'd assume to be like a 100 GP worth pearl?
Yeah. I mean, the waters aren't those waters aren't terribly deep.
Okay.
And so yeah, you definitely have the range for it.
Okay.
And
And does it ping at any point?
how often can you cast it?
I can cast it 3 times, I believe. I could cast it 3 times and potentially. No, to be safe, I'd cast it only 3 times a day.
Okay.
And it would last for. Let me check real quick. I think it's 10 minutes that lasts for.
Yeah, I'll roll a d4, and if you get a 1, 2, or 3, you find something.
Oh my goodness.
And you do.
Aha!
The very first time
Yeah.
you throw it
Nice.
down within the area, like the guide suggested, you get a very strong ping.
Okay. I basically I point out the directions. Okay, we need to go over. Basically telling the group that's we need to go and pick this up, kind of thing. I really want to pick this
Alright.
up. And so I at least know the direction, so I'd know eventually when we're kind of
Right over the top of it.
on top. And I am going to take off whatever things that aren't really water savvy. I'm jumping into the water.
You are like the best diver because you just sink.
I'm guessing you probably tied a rope or something.
I was
around
gonna
yourself
say,
to
we
pull
should
you
tie
back
a
up.
rope
Yeah, I'm
around this
assuming you tied a
robot.
No, I'm
Before
good.
robot goes diving.
No, I'm good.
You're
Okay.
good? Okay.
Yeah, you jump in and sink like the metallic rock that you are, right down to the bottom.
Okay.
Have you ever been deep underwater before?
Probably not. No.
Okay, it's a very odd experience for you. Everything just kind of moves slowly.
Yeah.
Your eyes have a hard time adjusting. Everything seems a little bit cloudy.
Oh yeah, right. I could cast light.
Yeah, I mean the water is very fairly clear, and you can see the shadow of ships going up overhead.
Okay.
And then directly ahead off to your right, you see a little stone outcropping rising up out of the ground, and that's kind of generally where your magic ping was coming from.
Okay. If unless there's some sort of horrible nonsense that just kind of shows up and is I'm gonna eat you. I essentially want to go grab either the oyster or if I can find the pearl, but if I just take the oyster, and I am then going to cast Water Walk and shoot myself right back up to the surface.
Is that how that works?
Yes.
Yeah.
The water just automatically repels you straight up to the surface.
Yeah.
Plume is just oh shit.
Yeah, you see some largish sea life down below, but nothing that
dangerous
could be dangerous. At least dangerous to you. Because I'm just gonna assume sharks don't really care about metal objects.
Yeah.
And you don't know what a shark looks like. But you don't really have to worry about that.
Very big fish.
Yeah, but you don't really have to worry about that. The sea life generally gets out of your way as you stomp across the seafloor. You pick up the oyster and shoot yourself back up to the surface.
Yeah. So eventually, at some point, Three's just like Jesus, just kind of pops up water again.
Robots, Jesus.
Yep. And just kind of walks over to the ship with the oyster, just kind of throws it onto the ship, and climbs into the ship. It's like, all right, I need to get that open. What is that? I don't know what that is. No, it's not a pearl, but I think it ate it.
It ate it. Yeah.
I'm guessing pretty much everyone here knows how to shuck an oyster.
I know
Yep.
at least the pirates know how, and
Yeah.
probably Vanita knows how.
I personally don't, but my
Traveling.
character would.
Well, yeah, I mean like the two pirates and probably Vanita would know.
Yeah, a little bit from traveling. Not the best, but I can still eventually get it open.
I mean, it'd probably be at the worst. It'd probably be a nature check.
Yeah, I mean it's just an oyster. At the very least, you guys smash the thing open and pull the meat out, pull the pearl out.
Yes.
So yeah, you guys managed to get the thing open. And
Nicely done.
it is a very nice pearl. Definitely large.
Identifies get.
Plume asks if anyone wants the meat. Otherwise, she's just gonna eat it.
I want some.
Okay, you can have half.
I don't. Well, wait a minute. I don't think I've had oysters before.
Oh shit! What?
Oh.
Just like slides the half over, and she's like, "It's gonna feel weird going down, but it's safe to eat raw. Trust me."
Okay, all right, fine. I'll take your word for it.
And it is, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can eat oysters raw. That's
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
it's just
Really do a little bit with lemon.
All right. Well, I guess it's like, since it's my first time, I'll just I'll just sip it down. I guess.
Do it.
Yep, oyster in the raw.
And what kind of taste do oysters have?
It's
It's
I need this for
I
my
don't know how to
character's
describe it.
reaction.
It's more like a freshwater taste than anything.
Yeah.
Fresh
Maybe
water
just
taste?
like a
It's really good with
scallop.
lemon. Yeah,
So-
so scallops, just kind of a fresh.
Freshwater taste? Really?
Yeah.
It actually doesn't have much of a fishy taste or smell at all
Right.
to them.
I should say
Weird.
fresh on the fresh water. So
That is peculiar. That really is.
I imagine the
you can put in a
texture's
lot of
gotta
stuff.
be.
Some people even
Yeah,
put
the
in, like,
texture's the
gumbo
weird
sometimes.
part.
That's what I got to.
Yeah.
I've never had oyster, so I can only imagine that like a raw oyster probably doesn't
It's like
feel
down
great
really.
going.
Yeah, they don't
I
have
wouldn't say it.
they don't have much of a taste at all. They actually
Right.
they absorb a lot of the taste of the stuff that they're cooked in usually, or like
Right.
stuff that's associated with. So like if you put lemon or you cook them with butter, you get a lot of that
Yeah.
taste out of them. So I'm guessing
Yeah.
raw, it doesn't taste like very much.
Yeah, it's kind of on the plain side, is what I say. Every time I went to New Orleans, I got some.
Okay.
But I like them. I eat them every time.
Well, I was.
I would love to try them.
I guess it was like Priya. I guess Priya just like sort of like twitches for a bit. Like
Yes.
what was that?
That was interesting.
Kind of nods. And she's like, "Yeah, they're great."
Probably like, why don't you just eat it raw? It tastes better with stuff on it.
Yeah, but it's there.
A little lemon.
Do we want
Oh.
to
I was gonna
wait?
say you should have got some lemon.
Do we have any lemons?
I don't think we have. Yeah, we have oranges.
That's not.
You want some
good.
oranges?
You have oranges.
No.
Why let it go to waste?
We could
Might
like
as well
zest
keep
the
it.
oranges. Yeah, we could zest the oranges. Put it on that.
I don't want to put zest on there. Just
Yep.
saying.
So did threes
do it.
only try to get just the one pearl, or would threes have tried to get more?
Sorry about that.
Oh.
Actually, could have gotten more, but I only have kind of one more use of that spell that day. So, like, unless she was able to like get extra oysters,
Well, it
would
would have
only be
taken
for
like
one.
it'd have taken at least 2 days to get through the pearl region area. Like this,
Okay.
this takes a long time for you guys to travel through here because you guys
Okay.
are going real slow.
So, yeah, I could potentially go and get another like get more pearls and not really be specific on like how big. In fairness, I was doing that first one more just for components.
Yeah. Well,
but hey, if people want me to get more pearls, I can.
I'll take some pearls, yes, please.
yeah. Well, okay. The second
Whatever
day,
you want.
nothing really pings.
Okay.
I rolled a d4.
You got a 4.
All right. But then,
Pearls.
yeah, you guys continue your travels. Right. Is this the right color? Yeah. Okay. All the way up through there. You guys have told her like what you're going, like, you know, the stages. And she does actually know where Orlau was, or at least used to be.
Neat.
Hmm.
And that's where you guys end up.
Aha.
And we will pick that up next week.
Okay.
Alright.
Sweet.
It takes
Alright.
you
Awesome.
it takes you a few weeks to get there.
Okay.
Going this way around. But nothing being as you're traveling, even in a small armada, like nothing messes with you guys. Yeah, even going through the straits and stuff, you guys can actually like see some of the like other like Dalratia and Nagnate. You can see like stuff from them, but they keep well out of the way, and none of the pirates or anything breaks off to go towards them or do anything. So you pass unhindered all the way through the straits and all the way to the ruins of Orlau.
Okay, cool.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Adventures with our BFF, the Medusa.
All because Fanita and I didn't want to try killing her and dying in the process.
Yup.
Same thing.
I am grateful for the decision.
Yep.
And I'm guessing probably just due to the amount of time you've spent with her on the travels, you actually get the impression that she may, and how you found her, like she was locked up for like a good 12 to 1500 years.
Jeez.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, she may in fact be some form of
long ass time.
Yeah, she used to be. She looks. I mean, aside from being a Medusa, looks like kind of elfish. But any normal race would have long since died out. So you have the distinct impression she may have been like something with her curse may have made her some form of like immortal. Like.
Okay.
But you know, she doesn't. You just kind of what you can gather from her.
So sorry, it like really cut out for me there. She's some sort of immortal.
That's what we've been able to gather.
Possibly.
The impression.
Well, given the fact that she's been locked up for 1500 years, and then
yeah,
potentially
you know,
God
like
knows how long she was free before then.
Yeah.
It's
being rescued from, you know, deep underground, from nothing, no food or water. There's something going on there.
mm-hmm.
But yep,
Okay.
we will pick up next week.
Hooray!
Very good. Very
Good
very
session.
good. Good session.